Hey, welcome back, everybody. Thanks for joining us on our weekly journey that we call Living Hope, designed to provide hope, inspiration, and education for those living with pancreatic cancer. Sharing the real-life stories of those really affected by this deadly disease and how they deal with it on a daily basis. Well, we got a couple of survivor stories here today. A couple of people have a little insight on how they've dealt with it and the things they've done to dedicate their lives to helping others around it, starting with our host, Roberta Luna. Hey, Roberta.
Hi, Paul. Thank you so very much. So happy to be here, and I'm so thrilled today. I'm kind of jumping around in my seat, so I got to try to be still. But we have...
I was just going to say, the last time your guest was here, it blew up on social media, so we had a great episode here, and I didn't know she was coming on today again here.
I kind of messed up on sending out the info to you, but we did do an encore presentation last week, just to kind of have people know that they were coming back and to hear a little bit of their story. But we have Agi Hirshberg, founder of the Hirshberg Foundation for Pancreatic Cancer Research, and her daughter, Lisa Manheim, ex-produced. My goodness, my tongue is not helping me today.
Should we just start the whole thing? Or no.
Executive Director of the Hirshberg Foundation join us today. Today, to me, and to everybody, I hope, is a very special episode. We're reflecting the Hirshberg Foundation's 25 years of making progress towards a cure. I know you don't want to call these 25 years a celebration yet, so we will respect that and just look at it as a reflection back. But I'm just so happy to have you guys here and just really appreciate the 25 years and everything that you've done, and just want to see where you've been, what you're doing, and what the future holds. So if you can just kind of tell us, how did the Hirshberg for Pancreatic Cancer Research get its start?
The start was more than 25 years ago. My husband was diagnosed with pancreatic cancer, and we then had a 1% survival rate, and together we decided that we were going to beat it and have a long life. For 6 months later, he passed, but the only thing that happened, he never told me to stop. So it was the beginning. It's a promise we made to each other. So it was natural for me to continue. So to begin, I began with the two doctors that were just wonderful at UCLA, an oncologist, a surgeon, and it was a long start because I had absolutely no experience in science, and I joke about the fact that in college the most important science I took was horticulture, so I was just an absolute newbie to the field. My background is business and professional arts, and I knew how to think and plan. The first question was, well, where's the research center at UCLA? Let me go see the research center. And they told me they didn't have one. And right that second, I said, you have it. And it was step by step by step. And
can I ask just one quick question? Because we did play your episode last. I'm sitting behind her. That's why she turned around. But we played your episode from before last week because Roberta was out. So we did a rerun. And I was listening to it again, and I smiled at what you just said. You and your husband had built a very successful enterprise. You were doing what? Distributing Adidas?
That's
Adidas,
right.
Accessories and stuff here. So you built this giant company. And all of a sudden, at the height of your success, this hits. And so after your husband passes away, you go down to UCLA and you say, well, all right, you got a research center now. We can fund this thing. We'll do this. And you kind of said, if I remember correctly, we'll give it a year or two. We'll solve this thing pretty quickly. We built a business pretty quickly. We'll solve. 25 years later, we're still on this journey here. Talk about that.
I laugh about that too, because honest to God, in any business, 2-3 years, and if it's not successful, you give up. So I imagined a 10-year project, but not much longer. If I look at what has happened in 25 years, to say that we had 1% survive when my husband passed, and we have 11% at current time. In medicine, I think that's progress. It's good progress. And the things that we added to the foundation step by step. My next question was, well, there is research now here at UCLA, but what about the other universities? Then started the seed grant program. And that covers 40 other universities in the country. So with the seed grant program, what we really did is create the manpower to have information, because before that, if there's no money, there's no research.
And was that the problem, Roberta? You talked about this before. There's no research because statistically it doesn't affect as many people as, say, breast cancer or other sorts of heart disease. It reaches a lot of people, but not the numbers that some of these other diseases do. And therefore there's no money thrown at it because there's not a big enough group of people?
It's about the volume. It's about the volume of people before you start to pay attention. Of course, even today, there's all sorts of 1% cancers out there, and it's just to push the button. Just keep going, keep spreading, keep funding, which we have done for 25 years, and we see good results.
Yeah, and I know when Hirshberg Foundation was established in 1997, it was organized around 5 mission pillars. Can you explain that to us, what those 5 mission pillars are?
Yeah, we took a long time. I joined up with my mom shortly after the second year that the foundation went into play, and somebody had given us the advice that we need a mission vision statement. And I remember sitting in the living room and really spending a lot of time on exactly what we're trying to accomplish, and we laid out these 5 pillars, and one of them is to find a cure in honor of Ronnie and the thousands of others who are diagnosed. But the other 4 were to create a premier cancer center where all patients can be met in one space, to be the leading funder of research, to create awareness and fundraising for generations through physical fitness activities. We've never had a gala in 25 years. We've only fundraised via essentially physical fitness, 5K, and our other events. So we had all these pillars. I think I hit all 5? And that just sort of, I feel like, really guided us in what we were doing. Are we gonna fill this? Are we going to fill this goal? Are we working towards accomplishing that? And when we sort of looked at around 24 years, we're like, oh my gosh, our 25th is coming up. What is this going to mean for us? We haven't found a cure. So that's why we talked about, or you intimated that we're not really celebrating right now. But then we looked on our wall in our office, which has the 5 pillars, and we're like, you know what? That one's accomplished. That one's accomplished. Done. And it was just this last, big one to find a cure that wasn't. And we knew right away, like, that's our message for the next year. It's acknowledging that we have made great progress, that we've hit these 4 out of 5 pillars. We've succeeded on these fronts. But at the end of the day, until that 5th pillar, until that cure is found, we keep going. We're not celebrating. I mean, we're celebrating, but we're not celebrating.
Yeah.
I'm just I'm really surprised at how many friendships we have made in the 25 years. How many? I'm gonna cry. How many families we enfold to our circle, and it's not just us, but probably 2,500 people that are with us every second and support what we do. So I'm very grateful, very, very grateful for all the people, and that The only people that are supporting us are who have been touched by pancreatic cancer. There's no need to tell you otherwise. Most people still don't know where the pancreas is, what it does. So I really feel that this is my family. These 2,500 supporters or 3,000. It means everything to do things together.
It does, and I think the reason why we have become a family is it's a different type of cancer. All cancers are bad, and I wish we could eradicate all of them, but this one is I think, among the worst of the cancers because, for one, we have nothing yet as far as an early diagnostic tooling, so there's no early detection, which I think would help with the survival rate. Just the fact by the time it's diagnosed for most, it's just so far fetched that there's not a lot that can be done. So we kind of find, and we need to find those people who understand what we're going through because others just don't get it. It's not like we can go down and get a simple blood test or an exam and they're going to find it. So how do you think we're going to get to the cure?
One of the projects that I'm looking at right now is blood tests that identify cancers of all kinds, and it really it has helped other cancers, and it's now focused on pancreatic cancer as well. And to be able to discover the tumor at a stage 1 or a stage 2 offers a lifetime. At stage 4 we have nothing. 6 months or a year and a half or 2 is nothing. So the concentration for research is taking more of a different direction, because all we did for 25 years is basic science, just to learn to understand it. So it's only been maybe the last 10 years that we started to move forward. So we have multi-chemotherapies, we have radiation, we have everything in place. But discovering the cancer at stage 4 is still not a finish line. So as we continue, we have to start looking at how we can detect earlier and earlier and earlier. And we're concerned about families that have cancers of many types, pancreatic cancer included, and to follow those families after a blood test that many companies are working on, but we're still in its infant phases to push forward.
Do you think we're getting close with the blood test?
Absolutely. So the companies are set. I'm not going to start with names. We're very close to having FDA approval, and of course,
it's difficult. Yeah, it's fine. I know it's difficult, and it's like so many. Unfortunately, I mean, mine was diagnosed early because I lost 3 family members, but so many people are diagnosed by chance, and nobody should be diagnosed by chance. We should be able to go in and say, I have this in my family, or I have this, I want to just be part of the physical. Yeah. I mean, they test you, they check you for diabetes and other things. So why is this not something they're looking at?
But the problem with pancreatic cancer is that there's limited signals. I mean, my husband was a big man, and he started to lose weight, and he says, I'm on a diet. I am a diet. I feel better. I feel great. So nothing happens until, unless you're being monitored, you don't know something is happening. And maybe I'm sleeping dirty, I'm getting a little tired. All of those things are just normal symptoms, right? So it's jaundiced eyes that put you into the hospital, and that's stage 4, and it's the beginning of a progress, but not long enough lifetime.
Yeah. We do have, many survivors that are stage 4 who are surviving and doing very well right now. I mean, I know personally a couple that are 5 years, but it's something that is rare, and we want more of that. So if we can get the early testing, whatever it is, to find it in the early stages.
That's the goal.
Exactly what we want to get it. So I know
somebody asked one question here on Twitter.
Sure.
So if you detect it earlier, what would you do? Can you radiate it easier? Can you remove it easier? Can you stop it through other lifestyle changes or stunt its growth? What would you do if you could detect it earlier?
You can start treatment earlier. That's it. Today we have 30-year survivors that had surgery, 35 years after surgery. So it's all about getting to the tumor at the earliest moment. That's the goal with the blood tests.
And also getting to the tumor before it grows larger, before it impacts other organs, and ultimately where you can go in and remove it or target it more acutely with
What
treatment.
is it that keeps, so you've talked about this before, Roberta. I'm sorry I'm jumping in here too much today, but just all these questions keep popping in my head. Why can't we remove it? Why can't more people use the Whipple or do these things? Is it just because of where it's located, or it gets intertwined with other organs? What keeps that from being the go-to option?
I love the question. I wish I was a surgeon, and it's too late to go to medical school.
No, come on, you're at UCI. Harry.
But because you can remove the tumor, but there's a little tiny cell that went to the left or went to the right, and it's those little guys that
keep going.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's one of the, because a lot of the times the reason they can't remove it surgically is because of the location. That happens to be my situation. But I have had a doctor tell me that even though maybe I do remove the tumor, that doesn't mean like Andrew was saying, it didn't go somewhere else. I mean, that's the problem too, is you want to get it before it metastasizes or has a chance to travel, and it's not always known at the time when they're doing the surgery. So it's not just a simple fix. I wish we could just say. Yeah. And I don't know if you remember Charlotte's favorite thing when she was told Charlotte Ray, when she was told she had pancreatic cancer, she would always tell me, I just told them, take it out. And luckily she was able to have it taken out, and survived a very long time and was very a great advocate. But unfortunately, that's not the way it always happens to be. You have funded 3 labs at UCLA with a specialized area of focus, and they work together towards a cure. Can you talk a little bit about those labs?
We have several labs, and first of all, it took years for each of them to develop their expertise and knowledge. And our other thoughts now my thoughts now is combination projects. So if you're working on this circle and somebody's working on that square, work together to see how that can give you an answer. So collaborating versus individual, not individual talents. I published a paper and I'm really doing good. You didn't do good. Okay, you're going to do good if you
Like a team effort?
Reach another level. If we started with manpower, okay, the next step is really together. Collaboration.
Yeah, working together, I think and a lot of organizations. I know you're a part of, and hopefully I don't get this wrong, the World Pancreatic Cancer Coalition.
I'm so proud of the UC system. I think this is probably the largest project in the country today, to have UC San Francisco, UCLA, Irvine,
San Diego.
Yeah. There's one missing in the Midwest, middle.
Riverside, I think, maybe.
All data is being shared by the 5 universities in their various pancreatic cancer sessions or groups. So how does that help? Because they're studying a larger population versus an individual university. So, and then they're studying those that survived. What did we do here? Okay, did we do the right thing because she's 15 years out? Okay, what this patient? What did this patient get? Right, that didn't survive. So it's first of all studying history. Second of all, if it's a clinical trial, you have a much larger group. You have a valid group that can teach and go forth. So that's a great project, and it can't be repeated quite like this unless universities join. So NYU connects with University of Miami. Those are the kind of things that have to happen too. It's not your secret at NYU. Okay, it's together.
And how do we get them to come together and share that information and just work together?
We funded not only the UC project, but a group that studies BRCA gene survivals and treatments, and it's within 4 universities in the United States and Israel. So again, a different direction, stepping away from just one project to coordinating.
And hopefully the UC Cancer Consortium will become a role model for other universities, or they'll see this work and want to emulate it in other states. And I think it's just really about the last decades have been about breaking down the it's mine and getting to a point of sharing and working together. And even in the way that our labs are next to each other and they've all got their own roles, but what they're doing is all related. And that's just sort of that's our sort of been our, just our drive our motto, theme, collaboration this last 10 years. Yeah, don't keep it locked up in a
vault somewhere.
In a vault, yeah. Don't.
But share the information.
Share the information. And doctors are really, they challenge each other. They question. They're
competitive.
So the sharing that's been going on is hopefully going to, be one of the things that breaks down.
Somebody else wanted to know about funding. Is it all just about money? My late father used to say, tell me the problem and I'll tell you the answer. It's always money. Is it just money, or is it more than that? This is just a very complex, difficult equation to figure out.
Money helps.
It's about money. If we didn't start funding 25 years ago, we wouldn't have an 11% survival rate.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, it was all because some guy had an idea at a university and we gave him a chance.
Yeah. I mean, of course, cancer is so complex. I mean, even with pancreatic cancer, there are multiple types. No two tumors are alike. I mean, the problem is obviously so giant, but without funding, then when I see the Super Bowl come around and they're spending, millions of dollars on
$1 billion
on a 30-second commercial, I'm like, oh, can you just give
a little
3 seconds of that commercial to us, and we could do great things with it. So yeah.
Well, I think you guys have done great things in these 25 years, and I really appreciate you, and thank you for coming and joining us. And I know you have an event coming up. You want to give it a plug?
Yeah, can we real quick? It's our 25th LA Cancer Challenge, which is a Halloween-themed, family-friendly 5K that's on October 23rd at UCLA. And the fact that that is a celebration. 25 years of being out there and raising awareness and having families come together. It's a reunion. It's a inspiring day, and it's one of our largest fundraisers. So it's really, really important that people come out, and you don't have to be a runner. We have most people are walkers, and it's on the UCLA campus on a Sunday. No
want
traffic.
To give us the website real quick?
Yes, lacancerchallenge.com.
And I want to thank you because Living Hope, Your Journey with Pancreatic Cancer, is a sponsor this year. So thank you for that opportunity.
So happy.
We are too. I'm just looking forward to it. And I know I was looking through videos, and I don't remember the doctor's name, and I don't even have the quote exactly right. But he said just to hang on. The cure is just around the corner. And that has stuck with me. And I know your new motto is never give up. Finding the cure is worth fighting for. And I just, again, thank you for being here. And when you speak my name, I shall live forever. And today's episode is dedicated to Ron Hirshberg, because without, unfortunately, him, what he's had to go through, but we do appreciate both of you and everybody that has worked with Hirshberg, and just to be where you are today, and looking forward to what you have to bring to us in the future. So thank you. And I will say congratulations on 25 years. You guys have been successful, and we are looking forward to what the next few years are going to bring us. So thank you.
Thank you, Roberta.
Well, there you have it. Another amazing story on our journey to put an end to pancreatic cancer, find ways to increase the odds. We invite you to join us each and every week as we share lots of people on this journey, all headed towards the same destination, as we explore living hope and program designed for hope, inspiration, and education for all those living with pancreatic cancer and the people around them. And if you'd like to share your story, well, please contact us. We'd love to add you to the list of voices. And if you'd like to do something today to reach out and help in some way, we urge you to do this. Contact the Hirshberg Foundation for Pancreatic Cancer Research. Their website's pretty simple, pancreatic.org. Pancreatic, P-A-N-C-R-E-A-T-I-C, pancreatic.org. You can even call them at 310-473-5121. But reach out and find out more how you can help in this battle. The Hirshberg Foundation, H-I-R-S-H-B-E-R-G, Hirshberg Foundation for Pancreatic Cancer Research. For the OC Talk Radio Network, I'm Paul Roberts, thanking you for joining us, hoping you'll share this with others, and you'll come back and ride along as we continue to see where this story unfolds. Right here in Orange County's only community radio station, octalkradio.net, streaming live from our studios here at the University of California, Irvine's Beale Applied Innovation Center.